people are going to be having credit scores about the same size as their shoe size. I'm telling you, bro, it's going to be bad. These people are using Klarna and Afterpay to pay for things they can't afford. My whole philosophy is if you can't buy it 2 times or 3 times, you can't afford it. Chad, do any of you guys use this stuff, Klarna or Afterpay? Apparently there's a glitch going around right now. People are taking advantage of it, and it's wild.
Just missing out on Klarna. Y'all are crazy. Shit ain't been this free since free been free.
Klarna is the next way y'all are going to jail.
Here we go again.
Did y'all learn nothing from the JP Morgan checking the ATM thing?
Nope.
No.
Of course you didn't, because the government's so slow sending y'all to jail for the pandemic PPP scams that y'all just think y'all can get away with it.
True, bro. The PPP scams, all those people are finally going to jail. It's sweet justice.
That Klarna method shit y'all talk about it. You know, I miss PPP. I ain't trying to miss that. You know, tap me in. Put me on game now. What's up? Who I need to text?
People about to be having credit scores that look like their IQ. It's about to be bad, bro. What do you mean my credit score is a 134?
I think everybody about to have such a good holiday thanks to Klarna. If you know, you know. But if you don't know, let me tell you a little something. I'm talking about we don't got no Apple products. we sold them all. And everyone paid with the same methods.
Smoking brown. I put that phone out to make you run out of time.
Klarna glitch got me eating. This Klarna glitch, bro. Everybody's right now using it, and there's going to be so many people. They're going to get caught up. Now, exactly what the glitch is, I really don't know. So let's look this up. What is the Klarna method? Okay. The Klarna method refers to 2 different things. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Buy now, pay later service offered by Klarna, flexible installments, and recent fraudulent TikTok Telegram trend that exploits stolen identities to get free goods. Essentially, identity theft to max out BNPL accounts, a practice Klarna warns is a fraud. The reason Klarna lets users pay in 4 interest-free payments or overtime for purchases, while the fake method uses stolen data for free items, leading to severe legal trouble for participants. So basically, it's fraud. You're committing fraud in somebody else's name, and it seems like these people, instead of going to the bank and maybe pulling out money in somebody else's name, now they're using Klarna instead. Brutal.
Going into more. I'm about to show y'all what we leave out this with. Apple on some lame shit, only talking about 2 devices. Like, what, bro?
10 bands?
Spent this bitch at Best Buy. You know, I'm about to show y'all everything we got.
2 PS5s. Looks like a monitor.
Come on now.
Multiple phones, switches.
Jack, hit my line.
Was a gift from Santa for Christmas. The fact that people are stupid enough to get online and post this stuff shows the rot and decay of society.
Catch the Klarna wave yet? If y'all didn't, man, y'all ass better get the up and get to it, man. This finna be burnt out very soon, so y'all need to go ahead and tap in with the Klarna. Your ass ain't never had that bitch before. Go ahead and download the app right now and get up with me. But if you already had that before, then you probably already know what you're doing, man. For the ones who already know what they doing, they was out here getting 20 racks from that bitch. Now it just went down to 5 racks, so y'all better get in while y'all can with the 5 racks before that don't even be available for you on, bro. Y'all didn't even know Klarna was gonna be easy cash out like this, but this definitely having motherfuckers cashing out real instant too. You ain't gonna have to wait no business days for your money or nothing, man. Everything very instant. So if you want to lock in, get some real money, man, go ahead and lock in with Klarna, man. That's where's it at, on,
bro. Get a job.
Great.
If you use Klarna, you do not have to pay the money back because the owners of Klarna are not in the United States.
This dude's stupid, bro.
Okay.
Why would you pay back someone who lives across the globe? Buy up all the shit you can right now with Klarna, okay? And what are the Swedish people even gonna do about it? They don't live in America. They can't do anything. They live in Sweden.
That's a terrible idea.
That's just up to days, though.
You got to realize that, you know, you're putting probably your social security card or your credit, something that is tied to your identity is in there, and you will get caught, and this will bite you in the tuchus meat, bro. There's no way that you're going to be able to take all this money scot-free, bro.
Anybody says, deadass, use Klarna, because I mean, I would have been in debt a long time ago, bro. I probably would have been in super debt, but you know what? All my Grail pieces financed for 352 months. And it doesn't even matter because you could stack like crazy amounts. You can get like 6 $1,000 items, finance them for the maximum, bro. You end up paying like 50. If you don't have 15 bucks at any given moment, bro, you're cooked anyway. You might as well put that on like the Klarna fund. I'm saying just do it.
I told y'all boys get on that Klarna shit when I was telling y'all boys. Now everybody on it, and it's finna be burnt, and your ass gonna be late when I tried to put you on the pay. But it's cool though, because it's still around. Don't even trip. But guess what? I'm about to go up on it now because y'all was playing. Y'all was playing. Y'all didn't.
Bro, don't even pull out a wad that's not even a wad. It's just 20s. At least have hundreds. You know what I'm saying? It's not even hundreds. Going to Best Buy, racking it up on Klarna, stupid.
On Klarna, y'all are crazy. Shit ain't been this free since free been free. They got the dumbest on like top scammers right now. This shit is crazy. If you need help, hit my DM or check my story.
I'm about to become a Klarna consultant. If you guys need any help, please hit my line. I will teach you the method, the Klarna method.
Keep hitting me up asking to explain this Klarna method, man. So we're going to talk about it in this video. Disclaimer, I'm not knocking anybody's hustle. I'm not judging anybody.
Theft and scamming and fraudulent activity is not a hustle. It's degenerate behavior.
Nor am I advocating for you to do it. This is for educational purposes only.
I'm sure.
Now, it's various different methods on how you could have accessed the money for Klarna. In fact, Detroit wasn't the first people on this that I known about because somebody in Atlanta hit me up about this 2 years ago. But I'm going to talk about the two methods that I see online. The first one was a glitch. Basically, people was taking their own identification, their own license, and their own social security number and applying for spending limits with Klarna. And it was just giving them spending limits that it usually wouldn't give them. So I guess we consider it a glitch.
I got to stop them right there.
Okay. So basically you put in your info and then it would give you a spending limit. Yeah, that's called like pretty much a credit card.
You and told you that, and then you accessed your own identification, your own social security number, and then you split the profits with them. That's crackhead shit, because you could have did that yourself. Now, what's going to be the consequences of that? Yes, in 6.5 months, it's going to show up in collections. And if the balance is significant enough, they're going to garnish your wages. They're going to sue you. They're going to levy your bank accounts. They're going to take your taxes, whatever you got to do to get the money back. Facts, that's what's going to happen. Now, what's the other way that they was doing it? Play 2 is more significant. Play 2 is what mostly everybody is doing. Basically, the playmaker or the scammer is going on the dark web and buying profiles. The profile is coming with a name and a social security number. But here's the significant part of it. They're buying a profile of somebody that has very good credit or decent enough credit where Klarna is going to give them a significant spending limit and matching it with the identity of the person who consented with the playmaker or the scammer, that they could utilize their identity to access this spending limit on the Klarna app. That's why they ask you to bring them common names.
Man, you ain't trying to do this Klarna shit, bro. Niggas is not using your social nothing. Just need your ID. Or find some other people that got some common names and shit. You're not using their social.
Shout out to my boy John Smith. These common names.
Alright, bro. Never mind it. You ain't got to do it, gang. I ain't, you feel me, pressing you now.
Baby, I want you to download Klarna. Don't do nothing. Don't even put your name on it, but just download the app and call me right back. I got like at least 50,000 on the floor. You hear me? Yeah. As soon as you download that bitch, hit me right back. You said your sister.
You could do the same thing if you had a good credit score and you could open up a line of credit. You could definitely do that. I knew about people that would go and they would have a credit card and then they would want to cash out the credit card. So what they would do is they would go buy gift cards for cash, like Visa gift cards, and then use the Visa gift cards for cash.
James Snow, John Smith, for example, it's thousands of people with those names in America, and somebody got good credit. All they got to do is tie that social security number with your ID, boom, y'all access spending limits on Klarna. Y'all go run up the bag or do whatever it is you're going to do with it. So what's the consequences of that? Well, it's not going on your credit because you use somebody else's credit. Yeah. So the person's credit or the identity you stolen, you're going to tarnish their credit. What you're committing is fraud. Regular fraud, identity fraud, and wire fraud. Regular fraud because the store sold the things that you purchased to the person's identity that you stolen, not you. Wire fraud because Web Bank wired the money to Klarna based on the information that you provided. identity fraud because you stole somebody else's identity and tied it to yours. Hey, do what you will with the information. It's up to you.
Y'all are going to jail. Period.
Can somebody?
Yeah, I hope these people get swift action here. The fact that they're stealing people's identities, bro, and doing this shit on Klarna is so dumb, bro.
Affirm, Afterpay, it's all the same shit. Anything that's buy now, pay later is the same shit. Not when a asks you for your Klarna. What can they do other than buy now and then you pay later? And then just give you some cash for it. So I want to know.
See, dude, I don't know about you guys. When I saw Klarna, like for the first time, I immediately thought this just sounds fishy. And I've always been like, if you can put it on a payment plan, there's probably a lot of interest. There's probably there's a catch, you know what I mean? There's always a catch to anything you can put a payment plan on. You know, it's just like buying a house, right? You get a mortgage, they're charging you interest, you're only paying against the principal. Before you know it, a $200,000 house actually costs you close to $500,000 because of all the interest that you're paying. There's always a catch to this stuff.
Taking out exorbitant amounts of money with no intention of paying any of it. All in the name of free money. Guys, did we not learn from the Cash App glitch? Did we not learn from the Chase glitch, the PPP loans?
Yeah, it's just another thing like that, bro. That's what it is. People. I remember when the DoorDash glitch came out or something like that, and it was people were like able to order, 400 crab legs or something like that, and like run up a $3,000 tab and not have to pay for it, and then it came back to bite them in the butt, and they had to actually pay it back.
Back on here, and I'm gonna say this. I don't care if you're using your information, their information, the next person's information, a profile. It don't matter. Whomever information that you're using is going to have to deal with it. It's sweet for you.
Bro, Chad, have any of y'all had your identity stolen? I haven't had my identity stolen, but I have. Bro, I was going through a freaking drive-thru in Dallas at a Chick-fil-A. The reason I call it Chick-fil-A is what my nephews call it. Chick-fil-A? Uncle Levi, can we go to Chick-fil-A? So me and Cass call it Chick-fil-A now. But I went through a drive-thru in Dallas at a Chick-fil-A off of 75. If you know where that is, I don't like you, bro. And if you did it to me, I don't like you. But it was one of those, it was like what was it called? Maybe a Chime card. At the time, this was a few years ago, my credit was bad. I had like a 600 something credit. At one point, my credit was like a 568, and then I finally got it to a 650 using like this card. Basically, this card is you used it, it counted as a credit card, but more or less it acted as a debit card. You would put money on the card, and then you could use that money, but it would count as credit, so it would help you boost your credit score. Now I got a credit score of over 800. Just because I'm adulting now. I'm trying to be smart. But this guy, I went through this Chick-fil-A. I gave him the Chime card. He gave me my food, and I drove off. And 2 hours later, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot my card at this Chick-fil-A. I go back. They're like, oh, I don't know. Everybody's acting clueless, of course. And then like a couple hours later, I see all these charges from Walgreens for like tons of alcohol. Like he's just trying to go up there and buy as much alcohol as possible. And I was like, no, dispute, cancel. And I had to like call him. He ran up probably like $600 to $800 on alcohol at Walgreens. And I think he actually got to keep it because the transactions were like delayed. So it went through, it let him have the stuff. So, I mean, that dude got his lick, I guess. But, eventually I got all the money back. Thank goodness. Ain't that right, Loki? I've fallen at work and been injured. Oh, wait. I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Levi Nichs of YouTube. Can I get some cash, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. $20 billion? That's a lot of cash. The insurance companies tried to lowball me, but Morgan & Morgan was able to take my pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. It's almost a good thing I was injured. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost me? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful. So it's completely free unless you win? Yeah. Hiring a lawyer? That sounds like really difficult. It's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. And you can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there is only one Morgan & Morgan. Wait, but it's two names though. How is it? Give me the script. Oh, both their last names. Okay, I get it. Okay, roll it. You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below. So if you're injured, you can trust Morgan & Morgan. Y'all know what time it is. Loki, free. Sit. Wait. Free. Go to your place. Good boy. So many people getting caught up on this Klarna, bro.
You're trying to warn these kids and they not listening. They don't give a about no credit. Their credit, your credit. They done found a way to get 10 bands in one shot off of Klarna. And y'all in here talking about your credit's gonna be the size of a shoe. Them kids don't care. They don't got no plans on buying shit with credit. They stealing all the people cash out the account. They stealing everybody's identity and buying what the fuck they want right now. They don't give a shit about no credit. Anybody giving these YNs y'all Klarnas is stupid, especially if you care about your credit. Every time something go hot, y'all jump all over it and just really show me that y'all don't give a fuck. I'm not.
Bro, it's wild to me that people are actually thinking this is a thing that won't come back to bite you in the butt. But like, you're cooked if you do this.
The buy now, pay later app Klarna has just reported they lost $99 million in the first 3 months of 2025.
Jesus Christ.
Klarna wants to blame one-off costs, but here's the real problem. The entire buy now, pay later industry is running on fumes.
I beg your pardon?
Because people are racking up microloans to fund sneakers, food delivery, and gym memberships they can't afford. And the kicker? Debt collectors are suing hard. Nobody's talking about the part that thousands of consumers are being dragged into court over unpaid Klarna balances.
Yeah, baby.
And for those of you who do not know this, the debt can be purchased by a debt collector and they can in fact sue you legally.
It's an evil world we live in.
This isn't just Klarna, it's Afterpay, Affirm, Sezzle. They're all exposed.
And a lot of people.
Wow, because I knew about Afterpay and Klarna, but I didn't know there was like Affirm, Sezzle, Sizzle.
Because this post had gone viral and a girl had showed that she tried to make her purchase for Beyonce's new merch.
Beyonce tickets on Klarna. If you can't afford $58, you shouldn't go.
In her album through Klarna, and it got declined. So she captioned and said, "Oh, okay." LOL. Baby, the scream that I scrubbed. The scream that I scrubbed. Because the shop app is the one that accepts Klarna, not Beyonce.com, but shopbeyonce.com.
Keep that a secret.
Beyonce is not stupid. If she accept Klarna
To move money into my savings account and my bank wasn't working. And then as soon as it starts working, I go into my account and Klarna
Garnished it. Took it all.
got my money.
Yeah, buddy.
Got him!
I don't feel bad, dude.
Got him!
I wasn't ready to pay Klarna.
You better be now.
I was gonna pay.
Well, I don't know about y'all. I remember back in my day, boy, when I was in the college, I was broke as a joke, and I was so broke I couldn't even pay attention, son. I remember, you know, you'd have that random Spotify subscription. You'd have that random Apple subscription for the Apple Music, and you'd be like, man, I got $60, and Spotify was like, not today. Minus $12. You're like, oh God. Or that Netflix subscription hits. Oh man, I got $100. Not today. You know, does that happen to any of you guys? That was when I was just completely down bad. You know, I was down bad. But that's, you know, that was back in the day when $100. Bro, I remember when $100 was a lot of money. It was a whole lot of cash. Like getting a settlement from Morgan & Morgan. I remember those days. But, you know, those days are dead and gone, thank goodness. I didn't know this Klarna thing was such a big deal. Selling the method up to 12 grand. Like, these people are getting mad amounts of money off of Klarna. Do not do the Klarna method.
If you have heard of the Klarna method going around Detroit right now for Christmas, please do not do it because you will ruin your credit score. So if you remember the Cash App or the Chase Bank method that was happening a few years ago and even last year, there is a new one called the Klarna method that people are doing in Detroit that is absolutely ruining your credit. People are now getting your first and last name and even your social security number, opening up a Klarna account and buying PlayStations, iPhones, and credit lines of cash, and then making your credit go in the toilet. And people are telling you this. They thought they found a Klarna glitch, but what they really found was a glitch.
It was a prison glitch.
Straight to prison. Because if you do this Klarna method right now, where you're getting PlayStations, iPhones, iPads, and cash in people's name,
Dude, I'm gonna keep it at that. Wow. Even if I was a scammer doing something with this Klarna glitch, I don't even know what I would buy. Like, I don't need. Actually, you know what? Here's what I would buy. I would buy Rock Band 4 so I can play it with Baby Nichs when she turns of age. You know, but as of right now, I'm like, I don't need anything. I don't need a PS5. I don't need an Xbox One. Unless it would work on a new PC. You know, I really want a new desk. That's what I really want. Like, I want one of those stream... what are they called? What are they called? Oh, my God. I can't remember what they're called. Secret Labs desks. Like, I want to do a whole new desk, a standing desk, so I can be able to stand up. I think it'd be cool if I could stand up. Don't you guys chat? Like, stand up and be able to talk. But this Klarna stuff, this is a mess. People are dumber than a bag of dildos to think that, you know, it's okay. All right, let's switch some gears. Kitchen look wild, I know. I'm used to a man spoiling me, paying for things, making sure I'm good. So if you can't do that, don't even bother.
Finish that seafood boil. Kitchen look wild, I know. I'm just gonna wipe a little bit before I chill. Ain't no deep clean tonight, just getting the worst of it all. They already back out here, look. I'm single. Been single a little minute now, just me and my babies dozing off in here. I like it peaceful, but listen, I'm used to a man spoiling me, paying for things, making sure I'm good. So if you can't do that, don't even bother.
It's got to be AI. It has to be AI. But I always say the funniest stuff always has a little bit of validity in there. Hi, my name's Felicity Shagwell. Oh my, yeah.
Big bag.
When your stomach sits on your thighs, you need to put the fork down.
We're fat. Of course we're wearing bike shorts underneath skirts and dresses. No tub rope here. We're fat. Of course the only medical advice we've ever received is to lose weight. No.
I mean, it's a big one. You know, that's a silent killer right now in the United States. High blood pressure, diabetes.
No matter the ailment. We're fat. Of course we grew up wearing a t-shirt over our bathing suit. We're fat. Of course we're gonna pull our shirts down over our knees to stretch them out a little bit. That's normal. We're fat. Of course men are rude to us in public, but slide into
We're fat. Of course we smell like yeast.
those DMs. We're fat. Of course I've done the Weight Watchers diet. Slim Fast. Jenny Craig. Nutrisystem. South Beach. Hello.
But I can tell you didn't stick with it.
Red berries. Atkins diet. Full 30. We're fat. Of course we endured a childhood of internalized fat phobia. Only
See, there's where it is. End it there. End it there. You got trauma as a child. Look at anybody as an adult. The reason they are the way they are now is because of childhood trauma. You got childhood trauma.
To find fat scholarship later in life and discover that anti-fatness is rooted in misogyny.
Oh, it's rooted in misogyny. No, I don't care if you're a woman or a man. If you're fat, you're lazy.
Racism, colonialism, and has evolved to be a major tool of patriarchal capitalism.
She hit all the buzzwords, huh? Didn't she, Chad? Okay, let's go back.
Racism, colonialism, and has evolved to be a major
patriarchal
tool
capitalism, misogyny. You gotta love it. Just the victim mentality is crazy.
Patriarchal capitalism. And we've discovered that the way to truly make everyone better and happier is
to be big as a truck.
to love ourselves in a way that is rebellious and authentic.
Good Lord, how many times did you freaking rehearse that?
Keto.
Can you see your toes? Can you? I just see these fat people, bro, and I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I see them and it grinds my gears. Because I want to eat everything in sight, chat. I want to be big as a bus, but I choose not to be.
Hey, single ladies over here, sometimes I wish I was just like... Wow. It's okay. Your husband's hot. How long have you guys been married? What did he do wrong today? He works too much. I'm sure you're not complaining when you're sitting in that plush home, are you? Those highlights aren't going to pay for themselves. And you have bangs, and I know you have to fucking cut those every 3 weeks. So that is not cheap either. Okay? Can we say thank you to the hubby?
Dude, I love it. Women always get caught in that conundrum, though, where they want a man to have a lot of time, and any man that has a lot of time doesn't have time to make money, and any man that has a lot of money doesn't have a lot of time to spend with you. If you want a man's money, you can't get his time. If you want his time, he can't go get the money. So many women want to complain about that stuff. He doesn't spend enough time with me. He's just not there. He's not there enough. Yeah, but you weren't complaining when, when he was buying you stuff. You wasn't complaining when you got that Louis for Christmas. You sure wasn't like, oh. It's just so funny to me. You just can't, honestly, you just can't make women happen. Weird ways I made rent after getting laid off of my corporate job. Let me guess, you were selling a little bit of something. I bet you were.
The things I did in my early 20s to make money when I was broke. Number one, I went on 3 candy dad dates for
Candy dad dates. Call it a sugar daddy.
$500 each. I never had
Oh, wow. Get in your bag, sis.
to kiss him. I never had to hug him. I literally never made physical touch with him, but I did have to sit across from him at the table for like at least an hour. And he was 85 years old. I hit him up to go on a 4th date, and unfortunately, he did pass away. Number 2, I sold photographs of my feet. Number 3, a man sent me a cake to my apartment, which I then stepped on with my foot and sent it back to him for $200. The last one I did all throughout college and why I got banned from Tinder was my bio said Venmo for a surprise. The surprise was that you would get promptly blocked. See you at the rave.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And then we wonder why these women have bad tastes for men later on, right? We wonder why these women are like, men are pigs. It's because the men they're interacting with are these simpy men that are pigs, paying for feet pictures, paying for her to stomp on a cake and send it back. You know how you got to be a level 99 down bad to send a cake to a chick for her to step on and send back to you, bro. Level 99 down bad. You've max leveled the down badness in your life. God. And then we wonder why these women think men are gross, men are pigs, men have bad intentions. It's because they've been garnering all this attention from men who are of low value. That's why I say women are marketers and men are salesmen. Ladies, even if it's in an environment like this where you know you're not taking these guys serious, you know you're not going to date them, you're not going to be vetting them for marriage, you're not going to have his child, you're not going to be with him in an intimate and romantic relationship, you're still giving him attention and you're still being around him enough to get a taste of what it's like to be close to a man. So then when you go out in the real world and you're actually looking to build a genuine connection, not only have you not been practicing building a genuine connection, it's been a superficial, artificial, monetized interaction with a man, but also it's nothing genuine. So when you actually do go try to build a genuine connection with a guy, all the practice you've been doing has been this superficial, fake, monetized, monetary relationship with a man, very transactional. And then we wonder why these women grow up and they can't find a man. It's because these women are shallow. Shots fired! And they think all men are like that. They really do. And that's the problem in the dating market is so many of these women go out in the dating market and they don't have practice with talking with men of value. They talk to simps or chads that are going to blow their back out and realign their spine. But then they want the next guy to come in and be better than the last guy, even though she's got more trauma and mileage. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It doesn't work like that. It's like a pregnant woman on welfare. It doesn't work. That's why I say women make the men of their present pay for the mistakes and trauma of the men of their past, which means there will be no future. That's just as simple as that. I am 42 years old.
I am 42 years old. I am single.
She looks. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck. She looks good for her age.
I'm a mother.
Behold, the 40-year-old single mom.
Oh my God. Single mom. Are we surprised by the single mom thing?
After 15 years in a relationship, she is back. The moment the relationship ended, she started posting selfies again. Her Instagram, a carefully curated grid of sadness. Each caption reads, strong, independent woman. She doesn't need a man. And yet, her entire personality is about desperately trying to find a man. I'm not picky, she says. She just wants a man who is funny, emotionally mature, financially stable, physically fit, 6 foot, loves kids, doesn't have kids, but is amazing with her kid. And of course, no drama. Even though she is the drama. When her kid is with her ex, it's self-love week. Translation, wine, and bumble dates with boys half her age, just to feel young again. Her leggings, 2 sizes too small, pulled up to her ribcage to contain the chaos underneath. Ah, yes, the 40-year-old single mom. She's like a car crash. You don't want to watch, but you just can't look away.
The last time I was single, I was 24 and the dating pool was everyone. And now it's like a shallow puddle of age-appropriate men who are old and gross, and I don't want to do that.
Baby girl, you're old though. Like, what are you talking about? That's a whole double standard in dating, though. Older women never want to date older men. And if they do want to date an older man, he's got to look like a younger man. Dude, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. That's what's so weird is when they were younger, a lot of these women, when they were 18 to 24, they would date a guy who's 35 if he was, 6 foot, 6 pack, 6 inches, 6 figures, and other women wanted him. More than likely, if I got back on the dating market right now, I'm 35, I could probably bag a 22 to 25-year-old pretty easily. Probably wouldn't be too hard. I got a lot of stuff. I got assets. I can go have fun. We can go on trips. I can wine and dine you. I could do that, But as an 18 to 24-year-old guy, you really got to lead with your personality. That's why I say in different decades, you have to date differently. From like 20 to, let's start when you're 18. When you're about 18 to 24, you can really just date on your personality. In my opinion, at least for me, when I was in college, that's how it was. You could pull a girl just based off who you were, how you dressed, how you looked, how you acted, if you made her comfortable, because if you can make her laugh and giggle, you can make her cheeks clap and jiggle, brother, man. Shipping and I should have bought a Honda, put it on a t-shirt. You really got to depend more on your personality. But when you get to the age of like 20 to 30, let's do 25 to 30 since I did 18 to 24. 25 to 30, it's a little bit more of the lifestyle you can provide. Does he have money? Can he pay for dates? Can he come pick me up? Can we do nice things? Those things. 30 to 40, a whole different ball game. You better have your coin. You better have your money. These women want to be wined. They want to be dined. They want to be taken out on trips. They want gifts. They want it all. 40 plus, it's even worse because now these women more than likely can provide it for themselves. So now you got to be able to have all of that and more. Now you got to look like you did when you were in your early 30s. You got to be in great shape. You got to have money. You got to have assets. But the assets are even bigger now. You got to have your own house. You got to have a nice car. You got to be able to afford to go on trips. You got to have a lot of time. They don't want you to work all the time because you work all the time. You can't be with them. And it just gets harder, in my opinion, as you get older to date. It really does. That's why I don't blame guys when they're older for not dating at all. Like, bro, just if you're at peace, you got your money in order, you're not hurting anyone, and you have a dog and the hobbies that you enjoy around you, who says you need a woman to add headache? Unless you can find a woman that provides you with peace, an empty nutsack, and a full stomach, I say don't even do it. That's why I say. Now, for me, I like being in a relationship. It doesn't bother me. Like there's certain things you got to deal with being a woman, good Lord. With being with a woman, just because all women are like that doesn't matter if it's your mom, it's your wife, whatever. I preach positivity in relationships, but it's not for everybody, dude. Some guys, I got 2 buddies right now. One of them really wants to be in a relationship, but the other one's like, bro, I'm good. I don't want kids. And I told him, bro, if you never want kids, you never want to start a family, you should never get married. Why get married when it's just you and your girl? Just have a girlfriend. Y'all just date forever. You don't need to be married unless you want to have kids. That's my whole opinion. Ain't that right, Looks? But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.